Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Wells, and again, along with Dr. Ian Lewis, I'm going to talk about how we've implemented automated feedback in tutorials in our ICT units. So, automation in teaching is not really anything new. There's plenty of examples as listed on these slides. We're just going to be talking about one particular example of how we've implemented automated feedback and automated tutorials in our units. The tutorials that I'm going to be talking about in this lightning talk are programming and game-based in nature, and so it's hard to apply this specific technique to other areas. This is more a showcase of something that we're really proud of what we've done. The unit that we did this for is called Games Fundamentals, and the work that they do practically in this unit is in what's called the Unity game engine. This is a quite complex bit of software, even without considering the programming aspect of things, which is also complex. It's really easy to make simple mistakes in this complex environment, and so our tutorials have always had to handle this. And this is true of all programming tutorials, I think, and it tends to be that the kind of tutorials we write are very prescriptive, very step-by-step, but the problem with this is that if a student gets stuck on an early step, they will find it hard to progress, or they will just plow on through and maybe find problems later on based upon what they've done in the past. So when a student does get stuck, ideally they would find a tutor and get help. This is not always possible if students are working remotely or working outside of class time, and so they'll either just stop and maybe get disengaged with the unit, or they'll just plow on through is usually what happens a bit more. The problem with plowing on through is then, as I said, that they will have problems that have a knock-on effect further on down the track. Even if they do ask for help though, this can tend to monopolize time in the tutorial of just helping with simple problems rather than getting to really talk about what's at the core of the content, more complex topics. So our solution that I'm going to present today is what we call an in-editor tutorial system. So the Unity editor has our tutorial systems embedded in them, and I'll talk about why that's important in a moment. We also have all the standard features that you'd see on a regular tutorial sheet, like images and video and link to other web pages. The feature that we're most proud of with this system is that it can automatically detect if a student has completed a step properly or not, and disallow them from continuing if they haven't done it properly. This prevents simple mistakes like typos or just using the wrong feature in the interface from causing problems later on, as I've mentioned. You can see from this short clip on this slide that the system is quite straightforward and shows immediate feedback of when a step is completed correctly. The system, however, is quite powerful, and we can produce more complicated steps as needed, where we have multiple sub-steps to completing complex tasks. And this allows students to make fewer mistakes in really complex environments. The other cool thing about this system is that it's embedded in the software that they're learning. They don't have to switch in and out of their software and back into Milo or a PDF or something like that. And it's fully customizable where it appears in their editor as well. They can dock this window to any part of the screen that they like. Further to having this embedded right in the software is that we can make links between our tutorial content and then highlight relevant information on the screen. As shown here, we're highlighting parts of the screen that they should be focusing on at that particular point in time. This is really important with complex software like this, where there's a lot of peripheral information that you need to try and ignore, and you just want to focus on one small part. So we surveyed students on how they felt these tutorials worked, and the response was very positive, both from a quantitative perspective, but also the comments that we received from students here. We also found that students felt that tutorials were faster to complete than regular written tutorials. We've had some great quotes from students here that they have never experienced tutorials in this format before, and they really received it quite well. They've indicated that it was quite groundbreaking, and they really liked the immediate feedback that they received. While we've only run this for one semester, as you can see, the response from students has been fantastic, and so we're going to, of course, improve the tool a little bit and refine the content, but we're also already in talks with the Unity team to see how we can further integrate this with the editor, and there are opportunities in the future here already to bring this tool to other institutions as well. And really quickly, the bonus features are that if students still want that traditional experience, there's no extra authoring needed from us. They can just press a button and it exports it to a step-by-step web page for students. There's an inbuilt feature to make sure that content stays up to date and they're always using the most recent version of the materials. We're really excited about this tool that we've made and would love to hear your questions. Thanks.